I'm Jane Copier, and you're listening to Happy in the Middle, a podcast for Christian women who want to make the second half of life the best half. This podcast is all about helping women to reignite their spark and step into their divine power in order to create deep and connected relationships and also find that fulfillment and satisfaction they crave. So, if you're ready to grow, join me and learn how you too can overcome guilt, resentment, disappointment, and enjoy the fruits of creating a life well lived. Let's go. Hey there, beautiful friends. Welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode is number 130, How to Increase Your Lovability. Are you ready for summer or what? I'm so ready for summer. I'm loving the warm weather. Our grand buddies had their final day of school last Friday, and my husband and I got to celebrate with them. Our daughter and son-in-law had to go to a wedding, so we got to keep them for a sleepover, and it was so much fun. We barbecued in the backyard. We played some games. They got to take a little trip to the dollar store with Grandpa to grab some treats. We did s'mores in the backyard. It's kind of a sugar fest at Grandma's house. I guess that's the best thing about being Grandma. You get to say yes. It's so fun. But the weather was so perfect. We just enjoyed it so much. And then we stayed up, you guys, till midnight. Who does that when you're my age, right? We stayed up till midnight watching not one, but two movies. I wanted them to see a couple of our old family favorites. So we watched Stardust with Claire Danes, and that's just a fun little fantasy one. And then Holes. Do you remember Holes? Such a good movie. They loved them, and I loved that they loved them. It was just a really good time, and we were so tired. We were very needing a nap the next day, but it was so worth it. And it was just, they were fun memories that I will not, I just know that one day, and it's coming soon, but they're going to get older and they're not going to want to have sleepovers at Grandma's house anymore. So I know I need to soak it up as much as I can right now. Today's episode will be the last one before my summer break. I'm going to be taking June and July off from the podcast to do a little traveling and some learning. Our family is going to go to Italy for our son's wedding in Tuscany, and we are going to explore Italy a little bit. And then my husband and I are going alone. We're taking a little Mediterranean cruise, just the two of us. I can't wait. So many dreams coming true. These have been on my bucket list forever. We're going to check a few of them off. I can't wait to tell you all about it when I come back. But today I want to talk about the one skill that matters the very most. Of every skill and tool that I share with you, this one has the ability to elevate your life far more than any other. And that is building your own ability to love, your love ability, lovability. Of all the emotions that there are to feel, love is at the very top. It is one of the highest and best vibrations that we can feel in our bodies. And yet so often we don't choose it. Most people kind of will argue that it's hard to love sometimes, but I would counter that argument with the fact that loving makes everything easier. At the heart of every single human being is a desire to be loved. We all want it. And when we see people behaving badly or being cruel or angry, it's really helpful if we can remind ourselves that this is just someone who's reacting or behaving in the way that they are because they don't feel loved. They want to be loved. Many of my clients will share all the reasons why someone in their life doesn't deserve their love. But I want you to think about this. When it comes to love, there is no such thing as deserving or not deserving. Every human is worthy of love, and our choice to feel it or not affects us, not them. We are the ones who feel the love when we think loving thoughts. It happens in our bodies, not theirs. So when you show love to someone, it makes it easier for them to think loving thoughts about you, of course, right? But it is still their thoughts that will make them feel love, just the same as it is for you. Most of us have been taught love a little backwards. I think many of us spend our lives asking the question, who loves me? In fact, we do this with our kids and grandkids. I think I probably did this over the weekend. Who loves you? And they say grandma, and that feels so good. It does feel really nice, but it creates the question in our minds, Am I loved enough? Who loves me the most? Which can then become, why am I not getting the love that I want from other people? It creates the belief that the love I want to feel comes from somewhere outside of myself. So, a better question to ask is, what am I loving today? Who can I delight in? What can I think about to generate more feelings of love within me? This is how we grow our lovability. I think subconsciously, many of us believe that I'll feel more love when my spouse changes, or when my kids appreciate me, or when people treat me better. But that kind of thinking is again backwards. It causes us to be at the effect of others, the things that they do or they don't do, or the things that they say or don't say. And that creates emotional dependency. I've had clients come to me feeling so depressed because one of their children has cut them off. One mom in particular just cried and told me how painful it is to not feel this love between them. She was very close to her daughter. And I asked her, well, why can't you feel love for her? Why can't you feel love? And of course, she explained how hard it was to have so much distance and not be able to communicate, and how she felt abandoned and rejected. And I sat with her and I listened. And then I told her, do you know that you don't have to feel that way? You can just feel love for your daughter if you want. No matter where she is, no matter how she's treating you, you can just feel love for her. Suffering is optional here. And you're suffering because of the story that you're reliving over and over again in your brain. If you want to feel love, it's always an option, and it's always the best option. I will argue that any day. All you have to do is change the story in your brain. This mama, it was such a relief to her because she thought that she had to be miserable. In fact, she really believed kind of that it was required if she was going to be a good mother, because that's what good moms would do. They would feel miserable if they could not be close or loving with their child, right? But when she decided just to love on purpose and to feel more love on purpose, it really did shift everything for her. Her marriage got better. Her daily life was far more joyful because she could let go of that painful story that she had been massaging and rolling around in. And she started loving living again. I think most people think that there's too much risk in loving someone, that they can be hurt, right? But it's not love that hurts. Think about this. It's the expectation that someone will behave in some way and then they don't, that makes you feel disappointed. That's the painful piece. But loving always feels good. Love always feels delicious. Love never hurts. And in fact, it's far more protective than not loving, because unconditional love is fierce. It can handle anything because you get to feel it no matter what the circumstances are. I love to tell my kids, hey, I love you like crazy and there's nothing you can do about it. And I can love them like crazy always because I drop my expectations for them. Love is not possessing someone or controlling them, right? It's not my approval or their approval, right? It's not rescuing or emotional fusion where you lose yourself in a relationship. It's not never having boundaries. What love is a chosen way of seeing things and a way of relating to other people and to your life experience. Most people think that lovability is how easy someone is to love. Think about little puppies or bunnies. We think of them as being so adorable, so lovable. But lovability has nothing to do with how cute or adorable someone is. It's about our own skill, our ability to love, our ability to feel love, even and especially when it feels hard, right? Love is active, it's intentional, and it is strength. If we want to feel more love, we just have to get out of the way and stop blocking it with our judgment and our expectations. When we have a manual for the way that our spouse or anyone else should treat us and they fall short, our resentment of that fact kills our love. Man, did I learn this the hard way, right? I mean, I'm still in this boat where I wish that Steve could just make me feel marvelous every single day. I wish he could just solve all of my problems for me. I wish he could think through things for me and just make it all good, right? Wouldn't that be lovely if someone could do that for us? The truth is, he can't make me happy, right? I am the only one that can do that because my thoughts create my feelings. And as much as he might even want to be that person who is my rescuer and my hero and all those things, and he is in so many ways, but that's because of the thoughts I think about him, not because of what he does. It's my job. It's my job to drop my manual for him and just enjoy him and just love him and let him do the same for me, right? Because when we make love conditional, like I'll love it when he apologizes, or I'll love her if she calls me each week, right? Then we stub our own toe. I had a client recently who insisted that she couldn't love her husband until he helped out more around the house. She was very frustrated and she felt like she was doing more than her share. And when I offered that she could just love him anyway, it's funny because I watched her face. I could tell that was not what she wanted to hear, right? We want to hear, like, yeah, that dirtbag, he should be helping out, right? But I said, what are you choosing to feel instead? Resentment, anger? That's super fun. How's that working out for you, right? Don't let your love become hostage to someone else's behavior. Love is at our core who we are. It is our true nature. As divine beings, that's the reason it feels so awful to withhold love or to dim it. It takes us further away from who we truly are. Hatred is easy. Anyone can do it. It's our lower brain solution to any problem because it wants to avoid the effort of loving on purpose. But the result is that you get to feel terrible. So let's look at how we can increase our lovability, increase our ability to love so that we can feel more of it, have more joy, get to roll around in that yummy vibration. Well, my first recommendation is to drop your judgment. I don't know why it is that we all think that we know how other people should live their lives. Frankly, most of us don't truly know how we should live our own lives. If we looked in the mirror and we could really see an outside perspective, I imagine we would have just as much judgment, right? But in order to do this, to stop judging, we have to stop assuming the worst. Be generous in giving grace. Most people are doing the best they can, even when their best is not that great. And most of us are in the middle of our story. We're not at the end. We are not our best, highest self yet. So let's just give each other a little bit of grace through the journey. Trust that we're all in the right classroom for us and that they will all figure it out, just like I will figure it out too. Okay, my second recommendation is to let go of your pride. When we think things like, I shouldn't have to go first, or why should I show love when they don't? Or maybe we try to make sure things are equal and fair, so we wait, right? We stub our own toes. We deny ourselves from feeling love. So if you want to increase your lovability, you have to let go of your pride. You have to let it go, drop it, so that you can choose love and you can feel better. Okay, third, my recommendation is to get rid of the idea of self-protection. Love is not a risk. It is a reward. And you can always choose to feel it by choosing what you want to think. Many people think the thought, if I stop loving, I can't be hurt. But usually what happens is they stop feeling love and they still feel hurt. It's a double whammy. So whenever you can feel love, choose it. Let that be your state. It will brighten your life in so many ways. Okay, the fourth recommendation is to stop withholding love because it only punishes you. And I get it, my friends. Like when we're hurt, the impulse of our lower brain is to want to hurt back. So we withhold our love in an effort to sort of make someone else pay, right? But when we withhold love, guess what? We are the ones who have to feel the lack of it. Your spouse may not like your silence. It might make it harder for them to think kindly of you, but there is no reward in any of it. It creates emotional distance between you. If you want to build your lovability, you have to choose to love even when it's hard. Ask my clients to make a case for their partner as if they were their defense attorney, right? Remember what you love about them. Find those things that you love about them. Have compassion for the way they acted because we all know that hurt people hurt people. Why is my spouse hurting? Let's think about that. Most of the time, we're so self focused, we can only see the reasons why we are hurting. Why is our partner hurting? This is how you build your lovability. And the more you practice this, the easier it becomes. So, here are some helpful questions to consider there, right? Like, how might God see this person? That question alone will soften your heart so much. What pain or fear might be underneath this? Especially if your partner has an insecure attachment style because of the wiring in their nervous system from childhood, this question will really help you tap into your compassion. It doesn't mean you have to be a doormat. You can love someone and still tell them the truth. You can say, hey, I love you deeply, and this behavior isn't okay, right? Boundaries, when created from that place of love, will help create even more love. That is okay. There's no need to be a doormat here. Okay, my fifth suggestion is to increase your lovability through gratitude. It is so true that what we focus on grows. When I work with couples, we do an exercise where I have them fill out an entire page of all the things that they love about their spouse, from top to bottom, inside and out. And then I have them share with each other. And I watch as they share these. I watch them move from a place of real defendedness to a place of openness and appreciation. It's really quite magical because most of the time we assume our spouse is assuming the worst in us. This is a great exercise for you if you're struggling to feel love and appreciation for your spouse. Do this, right? Our attention changes our experience. What you pay attention to will grow. So if all you're looking at is the negative, guess what will grow? Make gratitude a daily practice, especially if your marriage is struggling. Make it a daily practice and then keep up that practice so that you don't lose those feelings of love and gratitude. Okay, my sixth and final suggestion in building your lovability is to let yourself receive love. This matters so much, my friends. So many women reject compliments. We reject offers to help care for us. We reject tenderness because we feel like we're unworthy. It's so much easier for us to give than to receive. But again, that negates the truth that all are lovable, all are worthy of love, and your lovability includes being a good receiver. Let love in. Let yourself feel it and roll around in the goodness of it. Love becomes amplified when we're both a good giver and a good receiver. I love the scripture in 1 John 4, verses 7 and 8. It says, Beloved, let us love one another, for love is of God. And everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. And he that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. Don't you love that? Does that not tell you what your true nature is? Does that not give us the roadmap to happiness? To love each other, to feel love. God is love. And if we are his children, we are loved too. So now the work is to self-examine and to make some shifts if you need to. So think for yourself, where am I at? What's my level of lovability? How open is my heart? How practiced am I at giving charity, that true love of Christ? Do I give myself love and grace or just reserve it for other people? How willing am I to create love instead of waiting for perfect conditions? I hope you'll take some time and journal the answers to these questions. Find those places where you need to grow your own lovability and get started. Choose love. If you can make a choice at any time to pick an emotion and feel it in your body, why would we not choose love? It's so delicious to feel. Choose it. Allow yourself to experience more of it. Choose to be generous with it. I just love to envision how love is this great light. And the more I generate, the more it grows in my body. And then it spills out into my family and then into my community and into the world. Just imagine how our world would be if all people would make this a practice. You can be the one to start in your own home. Choose love, let it grow. Choose love on purpose. Adopt the mindset, I'm just going to love you like crazy and there's nothing you can do about it. And incorporate that practice in your own life. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for spending time with me today. I know I'm going to miss you for the next couple months, but I will be back the first part of August with fresh energy and fun stories from our wedding and our travels. I just love you all so much. Take care. Have a wonderful summer, and I will see you again soon. Bye now. Hey, if you are ready to get unstuck and make your midlife amazing, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. And I want to invite you to join my Empty Nest Academy, where you will learn how to transform your